Yeah,
Hi, Greg. I have a couple of questions, if you don't mind.
sure, fire away.
The first one is, the last time we met for Q&A, you just mentioned in passing something called Uvula for kind of a tight throat. And I went on your website and I couldn't find it in your list of oils or blends. And you said it was
Uvula.
good for someone who had trouble swallowing or,
Yeah, that's part of the Vital Center kit. We can make that available to you. I don't know that we sell it individually, but not a problem. We can make that happen.
oh, thank you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
is it supposed to allow you or opens the throat up, or what
Well,
exactly?
there's actually a mechanism that can get tight, and the swallowing mechanism actually can become a little bit of an issue. And so that blend has helped sometimes. The complication sometimes is that's actually also tied to medulla function as well. And the medulla doesn't necessarily affect the swallowing, but the swallowing will affect the medulla. And so there can start to be a weird thing that happens with the breathing. But the other thing to take into account with something like that is the vocal cords. And sometimes the vocal cords can go into spasm. And sometimes the vocal cords can have what you call a paradoxical response. So when they're supposed to open, they close, and when they're supposed to close, they open. And so a lot of times that can manifest as like a weird thing with swallowing, or it will present like asthma, but you don't respond to any of the asthmatic treatments. Like you wouldn't respond to an inhaler or a nebulizer or anything like that, because it's not actually the bronchioles or the lungs. It's actually the the vocal cords. And so sometimes when the swallowing mechanism is off, like you can use like that uvula blend, and then you can augment it with like probably Roman chamomile, or Cape chamomile. Um, those are usually the ones that I've used. Milfoil might work, German chamomile might work, but I usually use Roman chamomile. And I have them inhale it, and then I have them like swab it on the back of their throat, and even like sometimes put a couple drops in water and like gargle with it, or even like drink it. And when you're inhaling it, you put your awareness on your throat and your throat minor, like especially heavily on the throat minor.
Okay.
And over a period of time, like within a few treatments, you should usually notice a difference. Um, uh, if that's not working, the swallowing mechanism can also possibly have some issue down at the stomach or the diaphragm, but usually it's up high. Like almost every time it's up high. And so, I mean, if you treat it with that, I mean, even if you use let me see what's in Uvula.
Eucalyptus has helped me sometimes putting
Yeah,
it on top of.
eucalyptus, like larch, would probably help. Hyssop would help, but also let me look up to see what's in uvula,
Okay.
because I am not recalling it off the top of my head. Yeah, it's gonna be in one of those funky places. Yeah, so it's a lot of larch or Sitka. And
Okay,
then it's got galbanum, rosemary, hyssop, Palo Santo. It's a decent amount of ginger too, but it's heavy handed on the larcher the Sitka. And
okay,
then it's got a little bit of marjoram in it. But so everything there is relatively antispasmodic. And so you're trying to reduce the spasm and the tension there to allow the swallowing to happen. And then if it's non-responsive, I would actually look at the vocal cords. Like that.
okay.
That's usually kind of my 1-2 punch. I had several people that do you have any thyroid issues?
Yes, I do. I
Yeah,
have
so see,
hypothyroid.
it actually might be a vocal cord issue.
Okay.
Usually when people have vocal cord issues, it's in conjunction with a thyroid issue. Have you ever had a procedure or anything up on your thyroid?
No, I
Okay.
haven't.
That reduces the chance, like but still do the uvula. But if you have larger Sitka, you could
Mhm.
start with that and see if that helps, and then rotate to the chamomile, and then if not, you could go to the blend. So you could just see if that resolves it.
Okay.
And then if not, you could move towards the blend.
All right. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Um,
You had another
uh,
question?
yeah.